You know what's in this box? It is full of yarn. Stick around and you'll get to see all of it. Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I'm an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. Make sure to check in the description notes below the video where you will find links to anything that I talk about in any of my videos, including this one, and also where you can find all of my online shenanigans, including how to get my patterns to knit up for yourself, how to join the Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group, and how to support me on Patreon and get my Watch Barbara Knit merchandise. Today I have an unboxing. I'm going to be opening up some yarn. Now this is a special unboxing, one that we haven't done this style before. I have a box. It's an entire box of one yarn, and we're going to get to see every single color of this one yarn. There's a story behind why I have this box. But stick around after we look at all the yumminess to learn more about the yarn and why I have the box. But I know you want to see the yarn, so we are going to get right to the unboxing. So honestly, unboxing a box this big, I'm not real sure how this is going to work. I'm trying my best not to block my microphone. It's really just an enormous box, and it's full of yarn, and it also has, actually it's kind of funny, let me see if I can do this. There's actually a smiley face and a sun written on the front, but it's kind of faded. You can't really see it very well. So okay, scissors. Let's see here. I need to get this open carefully and not cut any yarn. I usually try to hold this box up so that y'all can see. I think I just hit the box with the mic with the box, so sorry if that made a big noise. I try to let you see me opening the box, but this box is just too big for me to like hold it up and y'all see it at the same time. Okay, also trying not to cut myself. Sticking the tongue out always helps. Okay, scissors to the side, popping it open. Okay, let's turn sideways. Can you see this? Here we go. This is an enormous box. Here we go. Woo, giant box. And there is a note in here, and it's got all kinds of information on it, which I will go over with you. But I know what y'all want to see is the box. Look at that. Look at this absolute box of, oh my goodness, yumminess. I want to stick my face in it, fill a kiddie pool with it. I'm so excited. So, okay. You know what? I'm going to hit pause real quick. Okay, I'm unpaused. I'm back. I went and got a little stool to put this on so I can have it here, and I'm going to have to figure out how to show this to y'all. It's just gorgeous. So this is from the company Cece's Wool, and this is their American U Tweed. Okay, and again, we're going to talk all about what makes this yarn so special. It is an all-American yarn. The sheep were raised in the United States. The yarn is dyed in the United States. The yarn is spun in the United States. This is an all-American yarn, and it is just gorgeous. And look at that. So box of beautifulness. So I believe there are 24 colors that it says lightly tonally hand dyed by my partner Kelly in 24 vibrant colors. So let's look at the colors. Oh, I can't even. So here we go. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's read the tag. Let me see if I can rotate a little bit. Oh, everything's gonna fall down. So here we go. It is worsted tweed, American EWE, because knitters love puns. And it is a 3-ply merino rambouillet. So those are 2 different types of sheep. We'll talk about this a little bit. Shaniko wool, 89%, with acrylic 6% and rayon flex. And that is the Tweedy bits. So those are called NEPs, N-E-P-S, and it's those little Tweedy bits that are included in yarn, which is what makes it a tweed yarn. And they are super fun. So the name of this color is Lavender Muffin. And this is the 4-ounce skein. It also comes in an 8-ounce skein. And the 4-ounce skein has, let me get this up here. There we go. 200, whoop, here I am. Oh my goodness. 237 yards in 113 grams. So 113 grams seems like an odd measurement, but what it is it comes in 4-ounce and 8-ounce skeins. So the grams are not like quite on like 100 grams. It's 113 grams. But, oh, so this is Lavender Muffin, and look how beautiful that is. It is just here. I got to figure out how to do this right. Oh, here, I'll hold it over here. There, that makes much more sense, Barbara. So we're going to be learning together how to do such a massive unboxing. So this is just this gorgeous, super pale. Oh, it looks, you know, it kind of gives me blueberry vibes, but not bright blueberry, like the blueberry, like when you put blueberries in muffin and it kind of bleeds out into the muffin. It's that in the batter. So that's the lavender. Here's another purple color. This one is blueberry smoothie. So this is the blueberry when it's been smoothified. Again, it's got that beautiful purple. I'm going to hold it up next to the lavender so you can see it's just slightly darker. These would be super fun. These colors are so subtly different. I think they would be amazing, like to do tonal color work. Okay, this is robin's egg. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. It is that beautiful kind of pale worn jeans kind of denim blue. And then here's another blue that I'm getting out at the same time. This one is Bluebell. So you can see that there's a subtle difference between the two, right? So that you've got, this is the Bluebell, and it's got a little bit of a purple hint to it, whereas the robin's egg is like a true blue. Both of them are beautiful. Continuing in the blue, we've got Ocean. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I love that blue. Again, it's got a denim-y feel to it, but this one has a little bit more teal in it than I would say for Ocean Blue. This one is Cowboy Jeans. So this is obviously the one that's meant to be denim-y. Here we go. It's got a little bit of that purpliness to it. Absolutely beautiful. And it is really soft. It's really bouncy. It is just amazing. And here is a dark blue. This is, I gotta get this right. This is cornflower. So this is cornflower, and it's that cornflower blue. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, those are the blues. Oh, no, this one kind of, we're going to start moving into green. This is Sea Glass. Oh, so pretty. So it is a pale, it's looking a little more pale on my screen. Again, it's going to depend on your screen, but it definitely is a blue-green, and it's got those great neps. And they've taken great care to make sure not to dye any of these too dark so that you can still see those neps, because that's a big part of why you want a tweed. Oh, I need to tell you what color this is. This is Sage, which, you know, it's sage. That is the color that this is. It's got that green with kind of hints of a silveryness to it. Gorgeous. So much yarn, people. So I hope you're having fun with me. And this is Straw. That's really interesting. So I'm going to hold, this is Straw. And it's got sort of a yellowy green. This is the Sage. So you can see it's gone a little more yellow. But it's still definitely a green. Love it. I think that's Fresh Straw. Then this is Weeping Willow. I mean, get this around. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So this one it's a little bit darker than the other ones. And then the darkest green. This is Adela's Olive. It makes me wonder, names like this, I always wonder who Adela is and why she was lucky enough to get a yarn named after her. This is definitely an olive green. It is darker in my hand than it looks on my screen, but it is really, really pretty. Okay, we got a whole nother layer. Look at that. And don't worry, I'm going to tell you what every color is. Now, they very deliberately made like a lot of neutrals in this, which I think is really awesome because neutrals are always great. So let's look at the reds first. So we're going into the purpley red. This is Berry Pie. Sometimes I think that people were hungry when they named these things. It is, it definitely has a raspberryness to it, but on the more of a blue side, it definitely doesn't have that pinkness that you think of when you think of raspberry. This one gets a little bit darker. This is Glass of Port, which is very, oh, don't want to get the tag in the way, which is very descriptive of what it is. It is a gorgeous deep red. But again, when you think port, you might think even darker, but if they went too dark, then you're going to lose the neps, and you definitely don't want to do this. And honestly, when yarn is too dark and you're doing detailed knitting, you lose detail. So I really like that they've stuck with even the dark colors aren't like dark. You know what I mean? This is Antique Rose. Love, love, love this color. It is a beautiful, I think of this as like Victorian rose. It's like pink, but not, it's got a dustiness to it that is just love. And this color is fabulous on me. Okay. And then we got a pink strawberry milkshake. You can go with the berry one. This one is pink. This is so sweet. I think this would be really cool because it's not like baby pink, but it definitely is a true pink, and I love it. This is so much fun. Okay, and now we've got our neutrals. Let's start with the light one. This is Earth Tones. Like the name of it is Earth Tones, which I think is pretty funny. And it's not a true white. Like it's got a grayness to it, almost silvery, but really, really light. And the neps really, really punch up. Now the neps in here are black, but there are also some brown ones in there. I don't know if y'all can see it, but they're cool. This is a neutral, but also leaning in the kind of in the pink direction, not pink, maybe purple. It's mocha colored, so it's supposed to be like chocolatey, but it has a warm undertone to it that is really, really lovely. I like it a lot. I think that brown doesn't get enough love sometimes. Browns can be beautiful. Speaking of beautiful browns, this is Root Beer. Look at that. Makes me thirsty. Gorgeous. This is a nice dark brown. Again, still has those warm undertones that like the root beer does. And then this one, Cafe au lait. Definitely a coffee theme going on here. This is, I would say, tan. It is like a sandy color. Now, on my screen, it's coming out a little bit more yellow than it is in person. It is like a true camel color. You know that like the color of those camel coats? That's really what we have going on here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Perfect neutral. This one is going in a very interesting direction. Mushroom. So let's get this up here next to you. So this is taking the brown and it's going in a gray direction. We're getting in cooler tones. Like I described all the rest of them as being warm tones. This one definitely has a cooler undertone. I keep eyeballing myself in the thing, trying to make sure that y'all can see this. This is a new experiment for me. Gorgeous. And then we have two grays. We have Weathered Barn Board and Storm. I'm gonna push my stool away. Here we go. There are the two grays. This one, the lighter one, is Weathered Barn Board, and then the darker one is Storm. So you have these two beautiful silvery grays. You can definitely see the, oh, they're just beautiful. And they're squishy and they're whooshy. Okay, so I have a pile here. I'm going to be careful not to roll backwards over it. I'm going to get the pink one. Okay, so let's talk about the yarn structure itself. Okay, so as we said, it is 89% merino Rambouillet blend. So I'm uncertain if that means it's merino sheep and Rambouillet sheep, or if it's like a cross, but whatever, those are two different types of sheep that may be existing like side by side or blended together in their sheepiness. They just have two different characteristics. Rambouillet is going to be bringing like a bounciness that you don't necessarily find in merino, and that's going to give it a little bit more structure. Merino tends to be very drapey. It's really nice, and it has the flex in it. It is worsted weight, and this is saying 18 to 22 stitches to the inch. And you know what? I have information over here. Okay, let me show you. Let me jump to this. Boop. Here we go. See, and here's a picture. These are all the ones you just saw, but in all their glory. So what that is here's the information. And the information they sent me, what they're saying is the yarn is made from American-grown merino and Rambouillet wool sourced from the Shiniko Wool Company. So that makes me sound like they have both sheep and they're blending this together. This traceable yarn is raised by 7 ranches in the Great Northwest that follow responsible farming practices, treat their sheep humanely, and pay their workers fair wages, which is fantastic. These attributes are audited by a third party, and Shiniko Wool Company produces the only wool in the U.S. that is certified under Responsible Wool Standards, a worldwide standard developed by the Textile Exchange to encourage more responsible fiber production methods. This all-American wool is processed and spun in the United States and lightly tonally hand-dyed by the partner, as we said. So it's Cece and Kelly are the name of the individuals who make this gorgeous yarn. So, isn't it cool? And here I went and looked because this is not something I'd heard about before. And I thought, hey, if I'm educating myself, I might as well talk to y'all about it. The Responsible Wool Standards and what it is. And I will link to this so you can go check it out yourself if this is something you're interested in. But it's provide the industry with a tool to recognize best practices, ensure the wool comes from farms that have a progressive approach to managing their land, respect for animal welfare, and respect for the 5 freedoms. And so this is just really protecting animal welfare, preserving land health, protecting social welfare. That's what they said about fair wages, chain of custody, credible certification. It's really, really cool. And again, it's not something, let me go back here. It's not something that I've ever really known a lot about, and I'm very excited to learn about it. Now, it's gorgeous. How did I come to have this giant box of yarn to show to you? Would be a question that one might ask me, right? So if you've watched my videos for any length of time, you will know that one of my main goals for this channel is to do what I can to uplift other members of the fiber industry by introducing you to designers and yarns and things that you might not have seen, especially smaller designers, smaller yarn companies that really don't have, you know, the exposure that a lot of the big companies have. And whenever I've spoken to yarn companies, especially smaller ones, I've always said, hey, if you want to send me yarn for me to open up and like show off on my channel, like an unboxing, please do so. And I need to make it clear, and this is what I say to them, I need to make it clear that I'm not looking for free yarn. Okay, because I know that a lot of these small companies giving away even a small amount of yarn can really be tough on their budget. So I'm like, you pack up a box, you send me the box, I will open it and have all the excitement in the world because I get to play with yarn that I've never played with before. And then I'll pack it back in the box and I'll send it back to you, because this isn't about me getting yarn. I love playing with yarn, and I am sure that I will be knitting with some of this in the future, but I definitely don't need a skein of each color. But I think it's really cool to see all the colors and to be able to show you all the colors. So I've made this offer to other yarn companies in the past, and I don't know if they didn't think I was serious about it. I don't know if they, I don't know, but Cece said yes. She's like, sure, I will send you a box to open up. And I'm like, you know, you can just send me little samples so they can see the colors. Like, see this here. So those are just like, look at that sheep. Look at those sheep. They're great. But see, these are like mini skeins. And I'm like, and she's like, no, it's so much cooler to see the full skein. So, okay, she sent them to me. Once I'm done with these, I'm going to box them up and send them back. So this is American U yarn, and this is the worsted tweed 3-ply. It's a really nice bouncy yarn. Let's see here. Let's get some focus here. You know what? Pink might not have been the best choice. Let's get a slightly darker color here. Let's do our stretch test. Let's see how much loft is in this yarn. So we're going to take it and just relaxed. It looks like that. And when I stretch it, so it definitely gets a little bit skinnier. So this definitely has some floof in it. It's really nice and round. It's got that 3-ply. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is going to cable beautifully. It is not superwash. I definitely feel like this is going to cable well. It should hold lace just fine. It's going to produce really nice texture, but also really do well just on its own because of the texture brought by all of these little neppy guys. But they're not so prolific that it's going to get in the way of a little bit of texture. So, okay. So that was super exciting for me. I don't even know what. Look at those two together. Ooh, I love those two together. What are those two colors? Whenever I start looking at a bunch of colors of yarn, I'm always like, what if I was going to do color work, would I pair? So this is Weeping Willow and Berry Pie. Let me tell you how much I think those would be super fun together. They're just gorgeous. All of these colors really go well together, so I don't think that there is a wrong if you're doing color work. I don't think there's a wrong choice. It also is really cool that it comes in both the 4-ounce and the 8-ounce skeins, because the 8-ounce skein is 474 yards. So like that's like 2 skeins for a sweater, and you only have to weave in 4 ends. So that is a big plus on my part. I will put links to everything, all of these things that I showed you, so you can go take a look at this for yourself. I will probably put a link to their website in the first comment on the video, so it's just directly under the video, and pin that to the top. It'll be my comment, so you don't even, if you don't want to bother going into the description notes, you don't have to. So I hope you enjoyed. This is something that I've been trying to do. As I said, I've offered it to other companies, yarn yarn makers, and this is one of the first ones that has ever taken me up on it. If you know a small yarn company, dyer, somebody that you think would have fun with this, please send this video to them and so they can see what I'm doing, and maybe once people have a better idea of what I mean when I say send me yarn, I'll open it up and then send it back to you. It could be fun. I really hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you think this format is fun. Also, what was your favorite color? Because they are all so beautiful. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click that like button. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.